Brian, it is so great to have you on the show. And I want to start, I'm a student of yours. And the one thing I know is you never say something's ahead of expectations unless it is. So I'm going to ask you how that happened.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. Yeah, look, we had a really great couple months as we worked hard on the foundational elements of the business, specifically the operating side of it. And you heard us talk about how we're really excited to be rolling out the Green Apron service model. And, you know, we really picked up momentum in our pilot across our 1,500 stores right around the time we had our leadership experience where we brought in all 14,000 store managers. And I think as we better explained what the program was going to look like, I got to tell you, our partners really left there energized, believing in the mission and values of Starbucks again, and then also really excited about getting back to being a great customer service company. And that's really what the Green Apron service model is all about. And that's what we saw kind of kick into gear in our pilots, and which gave us the confidence to say, you know, we're not just going to roll this out to another 1,000 or 2,000 stores. We're going to put it across the entire system. And we're really excited to get that going in the middle of August. And as we roll this out, we think customers are going to love it. We know our partners are energized to bring that experience forward.
All right, so Brian, it's obvious Green Apron is working. What kind of lift do you think it could give you, and what exactly is driving the lift?
Yeah, so, you know, you've heard us talk about this right as I started in this job about 10 months ago. We wanted to get back to winning the morning day part, and then we wanted to make sure we were staffed correctly throughout the balance of the day. So what you'll see with the Green Apron service model is we're reducing the number of hours where we have minimum staffing, and then we're making sure that we have the right number of partners in the right position at the right times. So specifically during peak, that means you're going to see more Green Apron partners. You're going to see, in the case of a drive-through, you're going to see a dedicated person at the drive-through window. If it's a cafe with a big mobile order business, you might see a person that is, we're calling a play caller, standing in position, being almost like a digital host so that we can keep order to our mobile order business. And then behind the scenes, what's happening is we've got technology that we're calling the Smart Queue, which ensures we sequence the orders correctly so that we can deliver on cafe orders in less than 4 minutes, the drive-through under 4 minutes, and then obviously we want mobile orders to be on time and accurate. So I think what you'll see is nice improvements in the morning day part, and then the balance of the day, what we've seen is we've also seen transaction gains there.
Yeah, Brian, when you took over, there were a lot of people who felt that China was some sort of like gaping chest wound or something, that China was going to hurt you, bring you down. I don't know, from what I can see right now, it looks like that China may be actually additive and positive.
Yeah, look, I'm really proud of the work that team has done. You know, I've had the opportunity to get over there, have a couple of visits with the team, and, you know, I think one of the things we've learned how to much better do is compete in a market with new competitors. And the team's done a great job of figuring out how to do more innovation, bring more cultural relevance through our marketing, and then also be smart about the pricing architecture that we need to use to be competitive. You know, we're always going to be a premium coffee company, but the good news is we've got diversity in our menu that allows us to compete on different beverages and different food. And then obviously we have a cafe experience that a lot of people just do not have.
Brian, if I could follow up on that, it's David. You know, Luckin Coffee obviously opened a couple of stores here in New York City, but they are a real competitor in China. And how do you view that then? It's still a growth market for you, given the competition you're facing from, as you just mentioned, some of the domestic companies?
Yeah, look, I think what we've seen is there's an opportunity to have tens of thousands more stores. And one thing that's been interesting as we've gone through this process of finding the right partner potentially for our China business is there are a lot of people that share our point of view. It's a great brand, high regard in China, with tremendous opportunity to grow new stores and then also grow organically within the existing stores that we have. And so you saw that in the most recent quarter with comps up 2%, driven by 6 points of transaction growth. So tremendous opportunity. Obviously, we've had to learn how to compete differently. You know, we pretty much created the coffee category in China, and now we have to figure out how we compete and continue to grow that category. As I think about the U.S. business, our big point of difference in the U.S. business is that cafe experience. Obviously, we're going to need to continue to give great access for mobile order, drive-through, and then obviously the in-cafe experience. But what we've seen is when we give people that customer service experience, that connection between the barista and customer, we are rewarded with more business and more, I would say, like brand esteem.
Yeah. In fiscal 19, this company, obviously you were nowhere near it at that point, had a total company operating margin, I think it was roughly 17%. Obviously, It's down sharply in the years that followed. Is that a guidepost for those who are believers in the turnaround in terms of something you think you can get back to in a reasonable amount of time?
Yeah, absolutely. I really do believe we can get back to that type of financial performance. And, I'm an optimistic person. I hope I can exceed it with the growth that I believe is available in this business. Obviously, we're going to take a twofold approach. Which is we want to invest in the business correctly so that we can capture the growth that we think is in front of us. And then we have some work to do, frankly, on our cost structure as we build back a better business. And that's really been kind of my belief is as we're doing this back to Starbucks strategy, we want to build back then ultimately a better Starbucks. And what I mean by a better Starbucks is financially, and then obviously for the customer and our partner, the experiences that they both have with the Starbucks business. I think if we do that, I think those 19 financial numbers you mentioned are well within our reach and hopefully something we can exceed.
ब्रायन निकॉल ने कॉन्फ्रेंस कॉल में जो परफॉर्मेंस दी उससे एक बात क्लियर है, जब वो कहते हैं कि कुछ एक्सपेक्टेशन से आगे गया है तो वो बात हवा में नहीं होती। स्टारबक्स ने अपने फाउंडेशनल एलिमेंट्स पर फोकस किया, स्पेशली ऑपरेशंस। ग्रीन एप्रन सर्विस मॉडल का रोल आउट इस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन का कोर है। जब 14,000 स्टोर मैनेजर्स को इस मॉडल के बारे में समझाया गया तो उनका एनर्जी लेवल और ब्रांड के मिशन के साथ कनेक्शन दोबारा बना। इससे ये हुआ कि पायलट्स में जो मोमेंटम मिला उसने कंपनी को फुल रोल आउट का कॉन्फिडेंस दिया और अब अगस्त से ये नेशन वाइड अप्लाई हो रहा है। ग्रीन एप्रन का सिंपल सा आइडिया है, राइट पर्सन, राइट प्लेस, राइट टाइम। पीक आवर्स में एक्स्ट्रा पार्टनर्स होंगे, ड्राइव थ्रू में डेडिकेटेड स्टाफ और कैफेज में एक प्ले कॉलर होगा जो मोबाइल ऑर्डर्स को एफिशिएंटली मैनेज करेगा। स्मार्ट क्यू नाम की टेक बैकएंड पर एंश्योर करती है कि ऑर्डर्स ठीक सीक्वेंस में बने ताकि हर चैनल पर 4 मिनट के अंदर सर्विस मिले। रिजल्ट, बेटर मॉर्निंग परफॉर्मेंस और दिन के बाकी आवर्स में भी ट्रांजैक्शन गेन्स। चाइना के हवाले से जब ब्रायन ने रोल संभाला तो लोगों को लग रहा था कि वो मार्केट स्टारबक्स के लिए नेगेटिव साबित होगा, लेकिन अब वो एरिया भी ग्रोथ कंट्रीब्यूटर बन गया है। लोकल कॉम्पिटिटर्स जैसे लकिन कॉफी से कंपटीशन के बावजूद स्टारबक्स ने इनोवेशन, लोकल कल्चर और स्मार्ट प्राइसिंग के जरिए अपनी रेलेवेंस मेंटेन की है। ब्रांड की रिस्पेक्ट हाई है और नए स्टोर्स के लिए पोटेंशियल भी बहुत ज़्यादा है। फाइनेंशियल एंगल से देखा जाए तो कंपनी वापस 17% ऑपरेटिंग मार्जिन टारगेट कर रही है जो 2019 में था, लेकिन सिर्फ उस तक रुकने का प्लान नहीं है। ब्रांड क्लियरली कहते हैं कि वो उससे आगे जाना चाहते हैं। स्ट्रैटेजी सिंपल है, बिजनेस में सही इन्वेस्टमेंट्स, कॉस्ट स्ट्रक्चर पर काम और साथ ही पार्टनर और कस्टमर एक्सपीरियंस दोनों को एलिवेट करना। अगर ये बैलेंस बना रहा तो स्टारबक्स ना सिर्फ अपनी पोजीशन रिक्लेम करेगा बल्कि नए स्टैंडर्ड भी सेट